Do streamers stream for joy or do they stream for money? It's actually a pretty loaded question, and we have Courage JD on display today because he made some comments in his stream yesterday that brought that topic to the forefront. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Jimmy or Chaos. This is probably a brand new format for you. You're used to clicking on videos and seeing COD history top 10s. But I've decided to dabble a little bit in the creator, influencer, streamer, gaming world, and maybe we'll talk about hot topics that are out there. Give my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. We did this a long time ago, and a lot of people have wanted a face cam back on the video, so this may be the way. So, Courage JD, and I'll give my opinion on this afterwards, and I always feel if you're gonna give an opinion, then have some experience in what you're giving an opinion on. You need to kind of know what's going on, or at least have some kind of background in the topic at hand, which I feel like I do. I'll leave that up to you guys. You can be the judge. So this was on TikTok, and it's courtesy of BazVNNN. You guys already know how it works. These channels go farm clips from the biggest streamers out there. TimTheTatman, Ninja, I mean, whoever they can find, they're going to farm their clips. They're going to put them out there. They're going to put them in their type of context to get views. You'll understand what I mean here in a minute. So let's watch this 1-minute clip from Courage about why he quit Marvel Rivals. So here we go.
Let me be clear. I'm incredibly grateful. I'm incredibly grateful for everyone who watches me play other games, watches me play Marvel Rivals. We still had 1,000 people watch me play Marvel Rivals. But oh my God. But at the same time, to kick off the year, you know, how well, you know, when trying to find new partners or year-long sponsors or bring in sponsor deals, sponsors are a big thing that help me afford the great staff we have and the great team we have. That if I...
Let's stop right there because this is a minute clip and I want to be able to touch on each point and not forget anything. Out of the gate, he says, I'm incredibly grateful, which I believe that. I'm incredibly grateful for the people that watch me stream when I do. It's not a lot of people, or when people watch my content. I've always said from the beginning, whether it's one person in the comments, 10 or 1,000, you focus on those people because they took time out of their day to watch you, to support you. Everybody has busy lives. The fact that they're going to take time out of their precious schedule to interact with you, it's humbling. It's a huge deal. So out of the gate, he acknowledges that. Then he goes on to bring in stuff that sometimes people would say, you're giving too much information. He talks about kicking off 2025 and his sponsorships, his brand deals. And I think I know where he's going here. We'll press play here in a second. But I think he's going to say, hey, I have obligations. They want certain things. They want certain metrics and analytics. And that is normal when you have a business, especially when you're a creator influencer and what you're selling, your sponsor deck, is your analytics. So he says 2025 kicks off. I'm assuming his Marvel Rivals viewership isn't that high because he said, hey, we had 1,000 viewers in there. And I've seen Courage with tens of thousands of viewers on Fortnite and other games as well. So I'm going to assume that he pushed Marvel Rivals into 2024 and it just didn't stick like he thought it would. I can give you an example. TimTheTatman is soaring with Marvel Rivals. Had a huge Overwatch background, played probably thousands of hours of Overwatch. So people are flocking to him. He's had a, I guess, resurgence. I mean, I'm not saying he's small, he's huge, obviously, but he's averaging 20, 30, 40,000 viewers, 60,000. I don't know how many across all the platforms he streams. But when Courage says we had 1,000 people watching Marvel Rivals, you can kind of feel the pain in his eyes. And he's directly about to correlate this with responsibilities with sponsors.
I play a game that doesn't bring me views and I get, let's say, 2 months of lower viewership. That will then reflect in how much sponsors are willing to pay.
I play a game that gets me lower views. Now, as a regular person just watching this clip, you're probably going to get angry. You're probably going to be like, what are you talking about? You play video games for a living. I'll give my opinion and my hot take on that here in a minute, but you can see in the comments too. Before we move on, I mean, it is definitely anti-Courage in the comments. Almost every comment is kind of just going at him for saying, hey, I'm basically admitting that I stream for money. This is my business. He just wants the money, not the fun. Rivals like completely revived Tim, 45K. Sounds like he just put himself in a position where he has no leverage or freedom. Bad business choices. Now he's trapped. That's not necessarily a bad comment by Austin, because I've been in that same situation. I made a Call of Duty channel, like Call of Duty. And I've tried many times to break away from that and do other things in gaming, and it doesn't work. I'm trapped on that channel with Call of Duty because that's the audience, that's the core audience and community that I built. Every time I see Courage, he's complaining. I don't really feel like he's complaining. I feel like he's being transparent, which some people would argue he's being too transparent with the viewers. Ninja Tim and his friends are having fun on Marvel Rivals. Courage is greedy, multimillionaire, complaining about missing out. So most of the comments are dragging him right now. There's a couple in here that go with the other way, but let's keep watching.
And how many sponsors I get. And when that starts to happen, that's where the games go from like being fun to me like living with stress day in and day out. You guys know I'm someone who has anxiety. You guys know I'm someone who, I just talked about that a lot on the stream. So when like numbers are down and revenue is down or sponsorship revenue is down, so it's tough for me to be able to enjoy a game then like Marvel Rivals as time goes on, when all I'm doing is realizing, okay, wait, hold on, I can be on Marvel Rivals and have this many and be enjoying it maybe a bit more, but I'd be severely harming my business.
So he says it's hard to enjoy when you have a lower viewer rate of another game, and he's not wrong, because once you set a certain threshold or expectation, to go below that, well, it's hard to deal with. When you're a streamer, a content creator, you live and die by the analytics of the platforms. And that is a peaks and valleys type of business, and it can be taxing mentally on somebody. He said he suffers from anxiety. I totally get that. And some people are going to say, well, those are excuses. It doesn't matter. He's playing video games. So that's kind of where we're going to stop. And I'm going to give you guys my insight in how I actually feel about this. I know Courage. We don't talk anymore, but back in the day, we definitely had some run-ins in a positive way when he was casting and I was running Team Caliber, the MLG team. And he's a good guy. Now, I'm not best friends with him, and I haven't talked to him in ages, but I have a feeling I know what he's going through and why he decided to say this. But before we talk about that, let's go over to his YouTube channel and let's just see. So if you look at Courage Gaming, that's 4.5 million subs. And then I went undercover in Cypher's, it's just Fortnite. Okay, so those are his top ones. Let's click videos here. So that was 3 years ago. Latest. How is that? Okay, maybe I'm missing something here, but 2 days ago was Fortnite, 550,000 views. 12 days ago was Fortnite, almost 800,000 views. I don't see any Marvel Rivals in here. I don't know. Let's go over undercover. I don't see any Marvel Rivals in here. Let's go to his Courage Gaming. 3 weeks, 8 months. 2 days ago, he's got those on there again. Courage Shorts, Courage Reacts. Dang. Guy has a lot of channels. Didn't realize he had that many channels. So I'm not even seeing Marvel Rivals on his channel. And he streamed it forever. Here we go. Okay, Marvel Rivals ranked bronze to Grandmaster, 54,000 views. That was a live stream, so that's probably not that great. Marvel Rivals 1 day ago, 95,000 views, Season 1 free passes. So it's all here. 85,000 views, streamed 10 days ago. Lots of Marvel Rivals, most of it under the 6-figure view mark. So I'm going to assume by what he said in the video that that's below the bar of expectation of what he said. So let's focus on his key points he made in the video. He said, it's not fun when you're streaming something and your views are low. And he also talked about being tied to sponsors, corporate sponsors. They have expectations. He has a full content team. I don't know how many people he has employed, but I'm going to guess that he has a thumbnail artist, he has an editor, he probably has a live stream manager if he is dual streaming on multiple platforms. I'm going to say he has a content team of 5 people or more. It could be way more, it could be way less, I don't know. But he pays those people. So he is, in all essence, a boss. And he runs a business. So let's go back to the TikTok. And here's where the disconnect comes, and you may disagree with me, you may agree with me, but that's the beauty of having an opinion, and we can kind of have these talks. So the big takeaway from the comments is you play video games and you're whining about views and money. But he doesn't just play video games. Courage does this for a living. This is his job. This is his business. Therefore, when you get into relationships with sponsors, there are expectations, and you have this level of stress that you have to complete these expectations. You have to deliver on what you promised when you sold your sponsorship deck. You sold your package, your brand, and your brand is literally your face. It's Courage. His entire brand is him. There is a lot of stress and responsibility that comes with that. I don't care if people argue and say he's playing video games for a living. Stop whining. He's a multimillionaire. Well, that's no different than if he owned a McDonald's. And he went into that McDonald's and he checked out the analytics or the sales, and the sales were down, and he got stressed and he got worried that if they didn't make enough money, then he wouldn't be able to have his district manager or have his fry cook or his assistant managers or his line cooks or whatever, and he would have to get rid of them. He's a business owner, and you can see the stress of, hey, if the numbers aren't there, then this thing doesn't keep going. This ecosystem of content and being able to pay people to do what they do doesn't keep going. That is a genuine stress of an owner of a business. And then you put on top of that it's a unique business in a creator influencer business, and the brand is you. That's a lot of stress. I'm not making excuses. I'm telling you that's how it feels. So I can say that because I've been there on a lower level, obviously way lower level when it comes to streaming. But it is hard to try to break away and do a different game and stream, which I've been doing on the channel. Been trying to stream Marvel Rivals. We average 30, 40, 50 people in there. It's hard when you do Call of Duty and you do videos and you get 10, 20, 30, 40,000 views a video, and then you go try to break away and do something different. It is stressful. I get that. And then you bring in the big argument of this isn't a real job. I see that all the time. This isn't a real job. A 9-to-5 job is way harder than what you do. I'm probably going to get some heat for this, but I've done both. I worked heat and air. I worked residential, commercial heat and air. Residential heat and air is one of the hardest jobs I've ever done. I've worked in retail. I've worked in fast food. I've worked in full service food management at all levels, the bottom all the way to the top. And it is hard. It is super, super hard, right? So then I've done this for almost 14 years, 15 years. I've been a content creator for that long. And I'm telling you right now, not physically, well, then again, yeah, not physically. We're not going to go down that road. But mentally and anxiety, this is way harder. The expectations, the growth, you are bonded to the analytics of what you're doing. Now, if you do this for fun, that's a different story. Because then you're just gaming for fun. And these comments are like, oh, he should be gaming for fun. Well, that's great, but he's not. Because he's gaming because it's his business, and that's what supports his livelihood and supports the employees that he employs. So those are two different things. If you were gaming for fun, I get it. Don't complain about anything and be happy with the people that are there. But he's not. He's a business owner. He's a boss, and there are expectations to be met. And I would argue that the mental stress that you go through being a creator influencer on any level, if it is your full-time job, if it's what you do to support your family and yourself, is definitely a step above a 9-to-5 stress job. Now, I'm not saying a 9-to-5 isn't more stressful or impactful physically or anything like that. Depends on what you're doing, if it's in the labor force or if you're in the business sector, whatever. It's stressful, I get it. But for the people that say, oh, you play video games for a living, you paint this picture of, we just go downstairs, turn on the PlayStation or the PC, and we're just gaming for fun. That's not how it is at all. That is not reality. Some of these streamers, not me, I stream 2 to 3 hours a day when I stream, but I'm also working on multiple businesses and multiple content streams and other things we're doing. But like Courage and them, they could stream 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 hours a day, which is absolutely wild. It's hard enough for me to stay focused for 3 hours streaming. And then I get out and I'm like in this fog and haze of what I did. And I couldn't imagine. I don't think I could do it. I did do it back in Fortnite. I had to deal with Facebook gaming and I had to stream like 4 hours a day for a full year. And I'm telling you right now, by the end of that deal, I would never do it again. It was good money. It was really good money. I mean, it was 5 figures a month money. But by the end of it, I was miserable. I hated it. It was terrible because I was locked and chained to it no matter what I wanted to do. Couldn't play anything else. Had to play that. Had to hit those numbers. Had to turn them in and make sure that they were happy with the metrics. Super, super stressful. Can lead to a lot of other anxiety issues and just mental stuff that people don't really understand when it comes to this side. So here's my final verdict. And if you guys enjoy this type of video, we can do more. Should Courage have been so transparent and said why he quit Marvel Rivals? It's debatable because on one hand, transparency is key and it's super important for a person in life no matter what they're doing. It also adds a level of character to them. So I can appreciate that. On the other hand, when you're speaking to the masses like this right here, these people, you can't win. You can't win being honest and transparent, which he was. He literally said why he was doing it. So I don't know if that was the best call. I don't know. I mean, sometimes less is more, but he's letting him know what he's doing. He's back on Fortnite. He's getting the views, and maybe he'll jump back over. So if I was a viewer or a sub of him, I would appreciate the honesty, and then I would decide how I want to go about it. But the fact of people saying he just plays video games and he shouldn't be whining or whatever, well, there's way more to it. There's many layers to that onion that they don't pull back. They just type on their keyboard and then they go about their way. Let me know what you guys think. Keep it constructive in the comments, and I'll see you soon.